Here are 5 tips to help you get over someone who doesn't want you back.
Accepting someone doesn't want you is a really hard thing to get over. So I'm going to answer this question because it's a very painful process. But the truth of the matter is, you actually don't want him. You convince yourself you want him only because he doesn't want you, but you actually don't want him. Let me tell you why you don't want him. Because the person that you want is someone who treats you well consistently. The person that you want is someone who chooses you consistently. The person you want is not someone who's going to make you doubt your self-worth or doubt whether or not you're lovable. And I know that's all probably going over your head because all you can think about and obsess with is this other girl and what she's like, and oh my God, he picked her and not me. But that is your brain playing tricks on you. I want you to think about it this way. I want you to think about all the times that you've been scrolling and online shopping and there's an outfit that you don't really think that you like that much, but you press, and because it's sold out, suddenly you're obsessed with and you're so sad about the fact that you don't have it. So I'm telling you to stop listening to your brain, because your brain convinces you to want things that you can't have. There's a million people in this world who don't want you, but you don't care. Why? Because you don't want them back. And this situation is no different. You do understand that one day you're going to move on and you're going to love again and you're going to do new things for your new guy that you never did for your ex before. When you remind yourself of these facts, it'll be a lot easier to move on.
Here are 5 tips to help you get over someone who doesn't want you back. Post-breakup recovery tips. So sometimes when you're going through a breakup, a separation, a divorce, sometimes even after going through breakups, especially divorce, there's such a thing as post-divorce abuse, manipulation, control. Just like you see in the case of DDG, that's like you see in the case of Cardi B and her ex. But these are people in the limelight. But at the micro level, there are so many people, especially women, who are experiencing this on a daily basis. And if you don't know what it is, you're going to be scratching your head or overly trying to be accommodating in order to accommodate this person. A lot of men would trap you with a baby just with the idea or mindset to manipulate you, control you remotely while they go about frolicking and living their lives. Okay. So this is Gina Chumesi. I'm Gina Chumesi. Thank you for checking my channel out. I'm trying to find my words. Thank you. Thank you for your support. And I hope you guys are doing great and having a great week so far. Go right into it. Is your time and your energy that you gave that person. I want you to consider not regretting it, because those are times that you have learned something. At least I hope you've learned something. We all have been through breakups, separation, divorce, whatever. If you're at the big age or whatever age you are, I'm sure you have experienced that. So that should be a time of learning about yourself, your patterns, your attachment styles. What are your ways to attract? And even if you're attracting certain people, it's okay. But recognizing the red flags and knowing, okay, this person, I don't have the bandwidth to deal, and being able to move on to the left, setting those boundaries, which leads me to the 3 B's of doing and overcoming breakup, separation, or should I stay, should I go? It comes to 3. Your body, your business, your boundaries. So your body, make sure you're taking care of your body. Drinking your water. That was so good. But drink your water, drink your water, drink your water. Work out. Eat healthy. Get your sleep. Get your rest. Unapologetically so. Take care of you, because you get this one body and you show up with it every day. So your body, your business, your money. Make your money, whether it's through business, your career, whatever. Your boundaries are for you. Set those and keep them set. Sometimes you might have to flex your boundaries a little bit depending on what that person is to you, or how much you can engage with them based on the boundary, or how many times they have broken your boundaries or whatever. So boundaries can be flexible. More so is for protect your peace and protect your sanity. Okay. So, and going on to that, getting busy. Get busy, get a hobby, do something. So getting busy with work, getting busy with friends, family, get a hobby, do something, blog, podcast, read a book, write a book, something. But get busy. Get out of your head. Get out of your own way. Pour into yourself. Make time for yourself so you can recognize red flags. Forgive yourself when you attract that person who decide to change, switch up on you, because people do change. You can say all day long, okay, I attract the wrong people switch up on me, people abandon me, blah 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 blah. But what are your own internal compass, one, and your ability to recognize red flags and not crap fit yourself to stay in that crappy situation forever. Okay, that was a long sentence. So recognize red flags 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. That's the max, maybe, I hope. Sometimes more than that. 7 times, I don't know. What do you think? Then run. Okay, self-preservation is so important. Forgive yourself, give yourself so much grace. Breathe and know that you're going to be okay. And go no contact is the 4th one. Modify no contact, parallel no contact. You know what I mean? So being able to be flexible, managing that person and your interaction with that person is key. So not just like cutting people off, but just changing the way in which you deal with them in different ways by going no contact. Going no contact on social media is a max. You don't want to be trailing and seeing what they're doing, because some of these guys, they do that. And also they have the new woman they are portraying. Sometimes they just do that because they want to get a rise out of you. So you have to recognize that. That's dark psychology. And be like, nope, don't want to see it, don't want to know. Out of sight, out of mind. Okay. And then finding meaning in friendships, in loved ones, in yourself, finding purpose. But if you sit long enough, meditating, nature, walking, exercising, all that good stuff, you're going to be able to be in your body more, which is then going to lead to you finding your purpose. And with purpose, you live a little more of a meaningful, joy-filled, happy-filled, intentional life. Let me know in the comments what your mindset on how to get over someone who doesn't want you back. Okay, bye.
The hardest thing to do is letting go of someone that doesn't want you. Now, you might see them on Instagram having all this fun. They're posting that they're living life, that they're, doing well. And it's almost like they're not even thinking about you. It's almost like it hasn't hit them yet that you're not in the picture and they moved on. And of course, that may be true. They may be living their best life. They may be on these dating apps. They may be out here just living life, going on dates, having a ball. And then you're stuck at home and you're feeling so small, insecure, like no one's there for you at this time, and you don't know how to get over that. This person will eventually come back. And I don't say this just to blow smoke up your ass. I'm saying this because this person actually will come back. Now, when they come back, it's not because they actually love you, they want to be with you, and they want things to work out. It's because things did not work out with whoever they were with, and they had all their fun, and now they want to come running to you. One thing you cannot do, you cannot go backwards. I know when you get that text, you're happy, you want to talk to them, but don't go back. And also, in this phase, don't text them. Don't say anything to them. Just go completely ghost, silent.
How do you get over somebody that doesn't want to be with you? Make them a real person. You have idealized them, put them on a pedestal, and now have told your nervous system that you are only safe if you have them in your life. And so now that they're pulling away, your nervous system is going batshit crazy and you are making them into the perfect person. When they're not, they're just a human that isn't picking up what you're putting down. Start to ask yourself, how do I feel when I'm with them? And be very fucking honest with yourself. Not, oh my God, I feel so amazing and they're just the best person. No, do you feel seen, heard, and understood? Do they listen to you? Do they remember things that you said? Do they have conversations of depth? If your answer is no, then there you go. Make them real. And if your answer is yes, and even if you still really like them, remember, if they don't want to be with you, then they are not your person. You cannot convince or try to change anybody's mind about that. So the quicker you accept it and get back out there, the quicker you can actually meet somebody that is picking up what you're putting down.
If you're obsessing over somebody, ruminating, spiraling, and you can't get this person out of your head, here's one neuroscience hack to help. Every time you keep replaying that conversation, obsessing over what someone thinks, analyzing every little fucking thing that you did wrong, you're not just overthinking, your brain is actually trying to control uncertainty. The more you do it, the more you reinforce that pattern, making it harder to stop. So how do you actually break that? Dopamine. Remember, dopamine isn't just the feel-good chemical, it's also a learning mechanism. So your brain releases it as a way of saying, hey, do more of this, and small wins actually release dopamine. So if you actually want to stop spiraling, then what you need to do is small little shifts. And that way your brain knows, okay, we're going to focus on this now. So next time you catch yourself spiraling, don't fight the thoughts, interrupt them. That might mean going for a walk. The bilateral movements and being outside actually allow your brain to release the emotional control that the thought has. That way your brain is seeking action and not rumination. We have to interrupt the pattern because remember, your brain is a pattern machine. If you let it spiral, it fucking will. Call a friend. I don't care if you need to fucking do jumping jacks. Just get outside. Do something to break the loop so you are not just stuck. The more you're stuck, the more you're telling your brain, this is what we're going to go after. And fun fact, if you start speaking to yourself nicely and stop talking shit to yourself, you then also release dopamine. That way your brain knows, yay, we want to do more of that and less of the ruminating and spiraling.
If you're trying to move on from somebody that you're hung up on, then this one's for you. I totally understand. It fucking sucks. It sucks when you meet somebody that's amazing and you're super into them, but for some reason it doesn't work. They weren't feeling it, or wasn't the right timing, yada, yada, yada. There's a million excuses and reasons, but chopped up to you guys aren't together. And for a lot of people, they're trying to stuff it away. Okay, just stop thinking about them, just move on, just get over it. And before Tech Guy, I actually had been on a few dates with this guy that I was pretty fucking crazy about. And we had dated for about a month and a half, and everything seemingly was great until he kind of admitted that he was emotionally unavailable and just couldn't do it. When the breakup first happened, I felt really empowered because I was the one that stood up for myself. I set these boundaries. I had said, no, I'm not interested in this. And then as the couple of months went by, I started to realize, fuck, I really liked this guy. I really missed him. And instead of beating myself up, I did this. I accepted that I wasn't over this person. So every day, every time he came into my mind, I would just say, okay, I still have feelings for this person. I still care about them. I see it, I accept it, and I acknowledge it. I didn't contact him, I didn't text him, I didn't reach out, I didn't do anything besides acknowledge and accept, okay, there are still some residual feelings for this person. And by doing that, I didn't shame or blame myself for feeling anything for this person. I allowed it to stay, I allowed it to happen, I allowed it to take up space in my life, but I didn't let it dictate any part of my life. And so anytime a thought would come in, I would just acknowledge it. And over time, because I showed myself so much grace and compassion, I was able to accept, okay, I liked this person, it didn't work out. On to the next. And then I was able to start opening myself up again to people. And even when I met Tech Guy, of course I had this in the back of my head because I'm a human and this was somebody and this was part of my past. But as I started to develop a relationship with Tech Guy and started to date him and things started to progress, because I had accepted myself and just said, it's okay, I accept this is part of who I am, it allowed me to focus on what was in front of me while not diminishing what I had with somebody else. And now I was able to start receiving love from somebody else and finally put to rest this person from my past and just have two conflicting thoughts. I really cared about him and I had a really great relationship and time with him, but I also know that this person couldn't give me what I want and it was time to move on with somebody else that could. So instead of shaming or blaming yourself for the fact that you're not over somebody, accept it. Say, that's okay. All right, so I still have feelings for this person. I'm a fucking human. Instead of beating yourself down or berating yourself or putting yourself down for having a simple human reaction in response to something.
If you need to get over somebody ASAP, I'm going to tell you how to take them off the pedestal that I'm pretty sure you put them on. Buckle up, it's going to be a good one. Step one, we're going to use some good old-fashioned logic. Accept your delusion and get clear on the fact that what they're doing and how they're behaving for the situation to end is probably pretty unattractive. What do I mean? Whether it's that they broke up with you or they're just not showing a lot of interest or not taking initiative, like all of that to me is very unattractive. We live in a world where we're told that if someone doesn't want us, we should want them more. But logically speaking, that makes absolutely no sense. But learn to view all of his actions as icks, essentially. He's bad at texting, ick. He never makes plans, ick. He chose another girl over you, ick. Step number 2, identify what it is that you actually miss. More often than not, it's typically the idea of what he was or what you wanted him to be or this like thing that you put on him. It's not really him. Because again, all his actions are unattractive. Final step 3 is a MIMS situation. It's a make it make sense moment. Kind of adding the first 2 together and you're realizing that what made him special was you. Good news is you still have you. Realize that, the quicker you're gonna see that you're just missing the version of him that you created in your mind that you wanted him to be, not really the version that he actually was. Because if he was as perfect as you made him out to be, you'd still be together. Run along now, you can be free. Follow me for more videos like this. Love you guys, bye.
Here's the real reason you can't get over somebody that you're so enamored with that doesn't want to be with you. Sure, you might think, oh my God, they're so amazing and they're so incredible and I'm never going to find anybody else like them. But that's not actually the case. What it actually is that them not wanting to be with you reaffirms your core beliefs that there's something wrong with you. And by making it about them, that they're so amazing, there's nothing wrong with them, they don't have any issues, they don't have any problems, they're not a human, it's all about you. It can then allow you to stay in the same mind frame that you've always been in. And I know it because I fucking done it. It's so much easier to blame ourselves and say that we're the problem because, hey, if we're the problem, well, then we have control over it, right? But what it actually is that this person just reaffirmed your core beliefs that there's something wrong with you. Maybe your parents abandoned you, or maybe you had those idealizations when you were a kid, and these core beliefs are now being reaffirmed by this person and being triggered by them. And we have to remember what happens in the brain. The cortisol starts to rise and the dopamine drops after a breakup. So your brain is constantly trying to make up for that dopamine that it no longer has. And by holding on to the other person, it allows you to stay stuck on them. And then by putting them on a pedestal, it allows us to then can say, well, see, I knew I was the problem. I must be an issue. And if you actually want to get over them, make them a real person. Start acknowledging the things that you didn't like about them. And then start to explore your core beliefs and the narrative that you have now created, not only about them, but about yourself because of this breakup and what's going on. There is nobody that is that amazing that you have to be hung up on somebody for months, if not years, because they just don't want to be in a relationship with you. And the quicker we start to realize that they're just a projection of the inner work that we need to do, the quicker you'll move on from them and finally come home to yourself. Because remember, you're safe because you have you, not because you have them.